Okay, I have here 5 fidget spinners from the last unpackaging. This is the next batch out of 4 that I'll be doing. I'm going to show you what these are. First off, we have this one here, a TRISPINNER from ADHDUSA.com. And this is a design I haven't done before, but we'll see how it goes. And then we have this one called the AEROSHIP. I'm not quite sure who it's from, but I'll find out. It's a nice pretty design. And then we have this boomerang style tri-spinner made out of copper from, I guess this is actually, I thought it was just Syourself, but apparently it's Syourself. You can use your imagination on that one. And that's a pretty cool design. And then we have this one from a company called Laughing Walrus. I thought it was Smiling Walrus, but it's Laughing Walrus. And that one had good initial test results as well. So we'll try that one out. And then we have this copper tri-spinner from Victorem. They come in this copper box. Pretty cool design. It's like one that I play with all the time, which I'm going to add into this bunch. I'll show you that in just a minute. First off, I'm going to also add in this one from Victorem, which I have had around for a long time, opened, and I haven't tested it yet. So I'll have 2 from Victorem to test, and that seems to work really well. We'll test it out and see how it goes. And then we have one from Apsung, and it looks just like this one from Victorem, almost identical, not exactly identical, but almost identical. So I've had this one out for quite some time, playing around with it, and we'll test this one out as well along with it, so we can compare these two, and we can check 2 from Victorem as well. So that's the bunch we're going to test out this time, so we'll get into the testing now. Okay, this is our newest batch of fidget spinners that we just got done testing, and this turned out to be a pretty distinguished group. It's a very good group. It wasn't really a bad one among them. There were a few that were really good. First one was this Apsung TRISPINNER. It did pretty well. It got an average spin time of 5 minutes and 55 seconds, and an average subjective score of 7, so it got an overall score of 6.17. Some variability there. It didn't like to run vertically very well, and it did like to run on one side more than the other. So it got an overall score of 6, which is good. And then we have the other one that looks pretty much just like it, although it's not the same. The Apsung only weighs 72 grams. The Victorem, which is the other one, that's this one, weighs 88 grams, so it's a heavier one. The Apsung cost $9.99 and the Victorem cost $22.99, although I see it's down to $14.99 at this point. So the Victorem was the champion spinner. It got an average spin time of 10 minutes and 13 seconds. A little bit of variability. It liked to run vertically better than horizontally, and so it got a small penalty for that, but not too much. So it got an overall score of 7.7, and which I called very good. Now the other one is another one from Victorem. This is one of these little knuckle puncher versions, although this one's too small to use as a knuckle puncher. This one got an average spin time of 7 minutes and 39 seconds. Gave it a subjective score of 6.33 and an overall score of 7.66. So we're at the point where all of most of these so far are getting 6s in the 6 and 7 range for their overall scores. This one got a 7.67, which is very good. Subjectively, it's a little bit odd. It's a little bit uncomfortable to use, but it's not too bad. So I gave that a pretty good score. The next one was this weird thing, this SAMSHAO AEROSHIP, and I see that Victorem also makes one very similar to it. It's got a really shiny black painted surface, and it was a spinning champion. It got an average spin time of 10 minutes and 34 seconds, and it seemed like it was mostly because it's very aerodynamic. It didn't have a lot of drag on the air. Subjectively, the only problem with it is that it doesn't really have a good place to grab hold with your finger to spin it, so it takes a little getting used to, but if you practice with it a little bit, it works out okay. So the biggest problem was variability. When it was on its side, it would score anywhere between 11.5 minutes and almost 13 minutes. Vertically, it didn't do very well, only around a little over 7, so it got a lot of variability in there, which hurt its score. So it only got a 6.14, which is good. That's the only problem with it, though. I mean, the variability is way up at the high end, so if you want something that spins really good, this is the one to get. Pretty nice, interesting piece. And it only costs $12.99, weighs 88 grams. This one is it's spelled Syourself or Syourself, or I think it's probably Syourself, which is kind of strange. It costs $14.99 on Amazon. It got an average spin duration of 6 minutes and 56 seconds, which is very good. Got an average subjective score of 6.66 for an overall average score of 6.9, which was good, almost very good. The biggest problem with it is it feels different spinning one way from the other. And it's spinning one way, it has a way of catching on your finger to spin it really well. You turn it around the other way and it's kind of smooth and you can't get as good a bite on it. But that's the way it's designed. But overall, a very good score. And the last one, no, not the last one. This is the Laughing Walrus one. This is the winner of the bunch. This is from a company called Laughing Walrus, which I thought was Smiling Walrus, but it's not. It's Laughing Walrus. It got an average spin time of 7 minutes and 41 seconds, which with very little variability. It didn't vary very much, although it did like to run a little bit more vertically than horizontally. It went longer when it was held vertically. The appearance, I gave it a 7, feel an 8. It does feel very good. It's very comfortable, and it just feels very natural. And the perceived quality, I gave it an 8. So I got an overall subjective of 7.6. Not a lot of variability, and very good runtime. So this one is the overall winner with a score of 8.46. The Laughing Walrus wins the day. And the last one is this ADHDUSA TRISPINNER. It got an average spin time of 4 minutes and 20 seconds, which is a little slower than some of the other ones, but still a very good score. Got a subjective score of 6.66, and the overall score was 5.9, which was technically average, but almost in the good range. The biggest problem with it is, again, just like the previous one, it's easy to spin one direction. If you turn it around the other way, it's because it's not really symmetrical in that way. It's easy one way and difficult the other way. Not a lot of variability though. So this one's pretty good too. So they all turned out to be very good. I didn't really have any turkeys in the bunch, and I would be happy with any one of these. So it's not a very interesting looking bunch. They're all either copper or black and one silver one, but in terms of the way, how good they are to use and how much they cost and how well they spin, it's a very good bunch. The only one that was expensive was the Laughing Walrus, which cost $43.99. Still not terrible, but all these other ones were around less than $20, maybe just a little more than $20. So this is a good bunch to pick from, and we'll get to the next batch in a bit.